Hi guys, so yes, behind me you can see the graveyard. I've come to the graveyard to do this video because it seems that everybody loves my graveyard videos so much. And this video about dark witchcraft was supposed to be the first video I posted after my initial video, Must I Be a Fluffy Witch? That was the main purpose of the video Must I Be a Fluffy Witch, that this was supposed to be a follow-on. Unfortunately, life caught up with me, and I've had a bit of a turbulent last 2 weeks or so, so I never posted the video, and then I was beaten to the punch by Witch on the Rock, so thank you, Sammy. But if you haven't watched her videos, she's done a series of videos, and then they're a different perspective to mine, but they're fantastic. I really enjoyed them, so if you haven't watched them, I suggest you run along and do that. Okay, so when I think about dark witchcraft, I do think about hexing, cursing, jinxing, however you'd like to put it. They are the elements that I think of when I think of dark witchcraft. Now, I don't like to think of dark witchcraft as in light and dark. And I think a really good quote to go by is a quote from a very popular 1996 movie that says, "True magic is neither black nor white. It is both because nature is both loving and cruel all at the same time. The only good or bad is in the heart of the witch. Life keeps a balance of its own." I think that that's very true. Life does keep a balance of its own. But I also think that there are certainly not all, but there are certain situations in which we can take hold of the situation, as long as we understand that we have to be accountable for the actions that we are quite happy to indulge in. So I guess I'll make a disclaimer here saying that A, I'm not Wiccan, so I don't follow the rede, and I don't believe in the do what you will, harm you none. I do believe under certain circumstances, certainly not for frivolous reasons, if one does want to perform a darker form of magic in order to see justice served, or for a reason other than I want your boyfriend, or I just want to hurt this person because I don't like them. I don't believe in ever doing magic for frivolous reasons, and I think that if you do it, then you probably deserve what will come back to you. But I do not believe in harming none. I believe if somebody was to bash or rape my child, or my mother, or my grandmother, for anything, that I'm allowed to take accountability for my own actions and do perhaps reversal magic, or do something to see that justice is served to that person. Now, that being said, I do know that there are a lot of people that like to leave things to karma. Now, this is a big one for me, because I think that, for me personally, I look to karma sometimes as, you know, if you put karma on a pedestal, like karma is a beautiful, omnipresent energy that's sitting up on a pedestal. Everybody leaves everything to karma. Nobody wants to take responsibility for the thoughts that run through their head when somebody does something bad to them. Nobody wants to take responsibility for the fact that they would like a little bit of revenge every now and then, or they would like to see justice served to somebody who has done something to them that they believe justice needs to be served for. They decide to just leave it all up to karma. And I do believe that, you know, if we think about karma as, you know, an energy form, or an energy all in herself, God, karma would be stressed. Karma would be on the verge of a mental breakdown, because everybody's just leaving everything to karma. So, I mean, for my personal practice, I'm more than happy, if I really felt it was sanctioned, to perform dark arts. And I will be going on to making a video about jinxing, hexing and cursing, a salt that I'm going to make, which is my own form of black salt, because I don't see black salt as just merely protective. I think it can be used, as black is a neutral colour, I think it can be used for either depending on your purpose. So I will be making that. I'll say today, but probably not. I could be telling fibs, so I'll go with tomorrow. Maybe the next day. I don't know. Life seems to catch up with me, especially when I say I'll do it today, then it doesn't happen. But I would really love to hear what other people think about the dark arts, I guess, and dark magic in general, because I really have the full belief that And just judging by videos that other people have made, and I did watch all of Sammy's videos, and I'm certainly not disagreeing. I thought they were fantastic, and that's her practice, and I respect that wholeheartedly. But I don't always believe that we have to take a negative energy and manifest it into a positive energy. I really do believe that, yes, life does keep a balance of its own. So there is there is leeway there for us to indulge in not a negative practice, but I shouldn't say negative because it doesn't mean that it's actually negative, but use those darker emotions that we feel and use that darkness within us, the dark of the moon. Use those energies and, yes, manifest that negativity within us and let it just manifest the way it is. We don't have to change it and make it positive in order for it to be something else. It can be what it can be, and that's fine. If we feel feelings of hatred or feelings of rage, I'm more than happy to do a ritual and just let those energies manifest within me and let them go just as they are. I don't have to make a positive experience out of a negative experience. There are thousands upon thousands of experiences that everyday people have that don't end in a happy ending. If we take the story of the happy ending, for example, not everything's a happy ending. There are, when they, for example, the saying, why do bad things happen to good people? They just do, because there is negativity in the world. And I think that in a sense is the life balance just sort of coming into play in our lives, that there is negativity there. And you can be the best person you can possibly be, and you'll still manifest negativity somewhere in your life, and something will happen to you. There's nothing wrong with just letting be what will be. And if you feel negativity, that's fine. If you want to work with those energies, that's fine too, but we don't always have to make those energies positive. And it sort of does, I hope I'm making sense to everybody. And it does sort of come back to me thinking about the last line in the quote, life keeps a balance of its own. So for those of you that think, well, yeah, okay, life keeps a balance of its own, so why do you have to muck up that balance? It would be like, how can I put it, like sitting on a couch waiting for life to happen. We're alive, and we think, well, no, I'm not going to go out and make it happen. I'm not going to take full responsibility for my actions. I'm not going to get out there and just make things happen myself. I think I'll sit on my couch and I'll just wait for life to happen. Something good's going to happen to me. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes we have to just take a stand and stand up for what we believe in and make things happen. And I do believe that there are times when reversal magic and darker arts are completely sanctioned and completely okay to perform, as long as you know as a practitioner that what you do, you have to be accountable for. If somebody dies as a result of something you do, you have to be accountable for that, nobody else. If somebody has a disease that suddenly appears, or what other people would term in other practices as a magical affliction that manifests as disease, or that manifests in some sort of body ailment, you have to be accountable that you're the person that caused that. And if that person was to, and I'm just speaking of magical practitioners here, understand and realise what's happening to them, that they may take that balance and throw it back to you if you're the one who's created it. So there is a balance, and you do have to be completely accountable for what you do. You can't do something and then say, oh, well, why is my life falling apart now? Especially if you've done it for a reason that isn't a reason for perhaps seeing justice served, or a proper reason. If you're just trying to take somebody's life, if you're trying to take their partner, if you want something that another person has, you have to realise that if you want something somebody else has, work for it. If you want a beautiful girlfriend or a gorgeous boyfriend like somebody else has, you have to change elements within yourself to make yourself a better person, to attract that sort of love into your life. You can't just do a dark form of magic and expect everything to fall into place. That does border on being a little bit evil, and that is something I don't agree with. But for the most part, that is my view on dark witchcraft. I just needed to get that out there. I needed to say it simply because I was going to make the jinxing and hexing salt, and I needed people to understand my reasoning for A, making it, and B, posting it. I didn't want people, people are going to poo-poo things I say no matter what I do. That's just what people like to do, because there's going to be someone that disagrees with me everywhere. But I just thought it was important to give my reasonings behind things without just posting it and saying, here it is. and then having people that are learning or don't understand what they're doing going out and making this and trying to use it. I would only use this, and have I ever used it? No, I haven't, but I've always got it. Actually, I've done reversal magic once, and it worked very well, and that was to somebody who had done something very wrong to me. And while I'm on this, actually, and leaving things to karma, I'm just going to hit the rewind button for a minute. I once went to a shop, a store in a particular city in Australia, and they were selling the black figure candles. Now, in my opinion, excuse me, yes, black's neutral, but most people, or 98% of people, will use a black figure candle for some form of more or less neutral to darker shades of magic. And I wanted to do a particular spell. Now, I was only quite young, but I still understood what I was doing. And the woman in the store was actually quite rude to me when I mentioned it, and she said, why would you want to do that? Karma comes back to bite everybody in the ass, and she wouldn't help me. And I thought, well, that's really, really rude. It may not be your practice, but it's mine, and I still would like some help. But I guess that was her prerogative. She didn't have to help me. But I've just lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, karma. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so she wouldn't help me, and I got to think, and this is where I get angry with karma, because I have forgiven. I do not like, but I have forgiven the man who tried to rape me. And he's living quite happily in Queensland, so either karma's way too busy, karma's had a mental breakdown, or karma, to some respect, just can't get to everybody. So sometimes we do have to take responsibility and just take heed and put our arm up and say, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. Have I done anything? Well, no, I haven't, but he's still living happily in Queensland with his wife, so karma doesn't just get to everyone, and I don't really want to wait a lifetime, to be honest, for his justice to be served. His justice might be served an hour before he passes away. And I'm like, oh, gee, so you lived a happy life, or I lived a life of torment, and in some parts of my life self-loathing, wondering what I did to deserve that. You know, I'm a good person, something bad happened to me, so, yeah, just saying. Sometimes I don't understand karma, I guess. Well, I do, but I think that we rely on karma far too much instead of taking actions into our own hands sometimes. I don't know why I'm getting all choky like a man. Although there's quite a few energies going around here at the moment, so I love the cemetery, I really do. But anyway, that's my video. I'm getting off topic on dark witchcraft and my thoughts on it. Now, another disclaimer I'll just make here at the end is that I do not follow the Wiccan rede, nor am I Wiccan. If I've said that at the start, I'm sorry, I just couldn't remember. So for those of you out there who are Wiccan and do follow the Wiccan rede, and I'm speaking more to the younger generation here, even though I'm pretty young myself, anyone younger than me, please understand that magic is not something to be toyed with. It is a serious practice, and if you're going to partake in anything of this sort, I know I've said it 1,000 times, but you must be accountable for your actions. You can't blame anybody else. So if you don't quite understand what it is that you're doing and what you're manifesting, if you don't understand how energy works in its simplest form, if you don't understand visualization in its simplest form, you shouldn't be toying with stuff like this, because there's a lot of other ways for energy to manifest. And if you do a dark art spell of any kind to manifest a particular energy, and your thoughts, your emotions, your health and well-being isn't as it should be, you could manifest something that was completely beyond your control, and you could lose a lot more than you bargained for. So, just saying. But I will get to doing this now. Well, I guess it gets to the fun part now, doesn't it? Where we all get to look at the cemetery. I feel like a real creep because I'm sitting down, so we're just going to peep up over. I'd hate for anyone to be in this cemetery right now. They would wonder what the hell I am doing, peeping over with a camera like some sort of grave robber. Although that's pretty creepy over there. I didn't notice that last time. Hang on, we're getting to... Oh, the sun's coming through. Yes. I like it when I make the videos. Isn't that sort of creepy over there? I don't know if you guys can see that. Hang on. Yeah, I'll just drop my keys and break everything. It's a bit hazy, but that's a dress on somebody's grave. People say I'm weird. Tosh. So, yeah. Now, and another disclaimer I'm just going to make at the end of this video also is that I'm not doing this video in a graveyard because dark arts or any form of dark magic has anything to do with the graveyards at all. It is your own personal practice and the way you see it. So I'm just here because I actually, yes, I do enjoy the energy of graveyards. Oh, I'm a dark, sad person and I love it. I really don't care what y'all think. God, I've been watching you too much, Sammy. I blame you for some of the words that I come out with these days. Now, I did want some more dirt, but I realised I have enough graveyard. Oh, let me go over here and have a look. I actually realised I do have enough graveyard dirt at home to do what I want to do, but the things that I will be putting in it are very particular to my way of doing this. I'd really like to come here one day, I know I'm really off topic, and just, you know, clean up these graves. It's so sad to me that nobody comes out here. I mean, they clean the paths in a fashion, you know. I mean, this is a little pathway here. Oh, this is interesting. I've never been down here. I get bitten by a snake. Oh, that was a big spider web. Oh, wow. Okay, you're all coming with me. Sorry. You get bored, switch it off. It's fine. Oh, look, and there's one. Next video, I might come down because this, I don't know if you can see, behind all here is water. Oh, now look at that. It makes me really sad. I don't know if there's more graves here or not. I just want to... God. In memory of Margaret Scott, the beloved daughter of George and Marion Scott, aged 17 months. God, that's sad. 1801. There you go. No, that couldn't be right. It must be 1901. But it's just that worn. Isn't that sad? So, oh, that's what I want. Oh, there's rose hips growing here too. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm boring everyone. But I just thought that these graves down here is really sad, and everyone likes my grave videos. So there are actually some blackberries, and I will be putting that into my hexing and jinxing salt that I'm making. So I need some blackberry. I like to put blackberry in it as well, and some blackberry thorn. And there are a few other things I'm going to put in it, but you know, I'm not going to tell you exactly what they all are because that would be no fun, because I've made it up myself using things that I have researched and read about over quite a few years from different books, things that different little things that different practitioners have told me. So I like to keep some things to myself and keep it my own, but for the most part, oh look, I'm sorry, I found a little spider web, but I'm not sure you can see this, but it's so cool. Oh, and it has a spider in it. Look. It's probably what I just walked into, and I have a spider on the back of my bloody head. Hello, darling. Ah, it's an orb spider, and it's probably going to bite my hand, so I'm going to move away. Good morning to you too. Okay, so for those of you who haven't entered the giveaway, it is www.facebook.com// The Australian Witch. By all means, go in and enter my giveaway. It's free to enter. All you have to do is like the page, scroll down, like the post, which might be a little bit down the page because I do post frequently on my Facebook. Share the page. Add me on your YouTube channel if you have one. Just a few little things like that, and if you've done it, just write on the post everything's done, and you'll go into the draw. But most importantly, you have to like my Facebook page and the witches list on the left hand side of my Facebook page. Go down to the witches list and sign up for the witches list also. And by all means, I will be selling the Jinx and the Hex salt in my store when I finally have it made. I'm just getting bottles and labels. which is thewitcheshouse.com. I also have a wide variety of crystals for sale, so anybody who'd like to go and have a look, please do. And it is also an online grimoire, which I will be adding more information to, which is more or less, hang on, just switch everyone around. Hello! Which is my own grimoire, so I will be adding things frequently to that, you know, just about the witch trials. I have the pagan chronology on there. I don't even think I said that right. I have a really, really large list of herbs and their properties, both for darker arts and more positive arts. I've got a little bit of everything, something on there for everyone. I'm really getting off topic here, but witcheshouse.com if you'd like to go and have a look. But for now, I bid you all farewell, many blessings, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.